So, this thing shoots like a catapult, right? What's up there, YouTubers? Black Zanny here with another video review, and today we are going to be reviewing is the verse changer from Kaitou Sentai LupinRanger versus Keisatsu Sentai PatoRanger. Now, the verse changer is sort of a changing device for both the LupinRangers and PatoRangers, a thief and cops sort of themed Super Sentai. I mean, each team has 3 of these, one for red, blue, and yellow each for the thieves, and that's for the police, red, green, and pink. Don't ask me why, but it does sound a bit confusing. But in any case, we'll take a quick look at the packaging, and first and foremost, to get these darn things off screen for a moment, so we can take a look at the box. So as you can see, we've got the thieves here of LupinRed, Lupin Blue, and of course Lupin Yellow. And got the verse changer here in thief mode. Individually here is the verse changer with the LupinRed's jet. And of course this thing is a deluxe. Thieves again on the side of the box. On the back of the box, you've got your obligatory product shots. You've got setting the dial machine onto the verse changer and then putting into gun mode right after you twist the dial. You've got LupinRed with his trigger machine. You got Pato Ichigo. This is a trigger machine. And of course, more obligatory product shots when you get the other 2 to make this sort of guy. We'll get into that later. And you've got more obligatory product shots over here. And on the other side of the box, you've got a LupinRed, a reverse changer with a red doll fighter. And on the bottom, a whole bunch of warnings and Start Pac-Man! And my camera is just not focusing. What is up with this thing? But in any case, that's basically it for the box. So, let's get on with the figure and check it out. The verse changer itself does come as a set with your choice of the Ichigo trigger machine or red doll fighter. And currently right now we have the red doll fighter with us, since this is the thief version of the set. So take a look at the vehicle first before we get into the actual changer itself. The vehicle is basically a jet of sorts. Lots of little details going into this, and on top of it you've got sort of like a combination dial at the top, which is basically the entire function of the toy. And it's also part of the gimmick for the dial fighter. I do kind of like it. We'll get into the teeth in just a moment right here, since that's how it identifies it. So this is basically just one of 3 vehicles for the Lupin team. Twist the dial, it does go from 0 to 9 all around in 360-degree motion. Now, when you turn the dial itself, there's a gimmick for this one that releases the upper part, or at least the front half. There we go. That puts it into attack mode. You see, there's a little hatch right there. In attack mode, it shoots out like spider web nets that I've seen in the show. And there are times I stream Japanese Super Sentai online, but I'm a fan. Who isn't? Wings can also go fold in and out, but it's mostly for the transformation of a much more bigger figure you've seen on the box. Speaking of which, there's also a head in there. I'll get that in another video, but that's basically what it does. Alright. So, put that down for now and get to the actual changer. Now, the changer itself does have some electronics in it. There's a bar here that only works for the current doll fighters, but not for the trigger machines. And I'm pretty sure that Bandai of Japan had a reason for it. And I'm not going to question about it. So, basically, it's shaped like a gun, and it's currently the primary weapon for both sides of the Sentai. Handle back here is a sort of catch, which releases the barrel part. Give it a twist. You're going towards the LupinRangers. Flip it around, and you're basically a policeman. Speaking of which, the symbols on these translucent parts, you can see that their insignias are right there in the plastic. Those are just molded in. Alright. Now I know this is going to be a bit loud, so let's get this turned on. Right now there's a switch. O for positive, X for turning it off. It's in the off position, so let's get that dealt with. Oh, come on. There we go. Now, since both sides of the Sentai teams can use their own verse changers, it can practically use them as weapons while in civilian mode like this. Of course, they can blast one another and fight. The way you shoot. I would have to say it's okay for a role-playing toy. So basically, with the verse changer, and if you have a dowel fighter or a trigger machine, you can just slide them on to the track here. And what will happen, this part here, where my finger is, will read the teeth on either of collection piece. So, as so. And of course there's a gimmick sound to this. And while it's in this stage, for Doll Fighter, we have to turn the dial for a new sound. So, as such, and of course squeeze the handle, get another sound. And lastly, pull the trigger. Kaitou change! And of course that'll be the primary function from changing a civilian into the LupinRanger. And that's only if you have both the changer as well as the red, blue, or yellow doll fighters. Get a new sound from pulling the trigger. It almost looks like a, or sounds like a decent gun. Too bad there are no lead bullets, just lasers. But thank goodness for this, it's only a toy. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble. Now there's a second function for the verse changer, which allows the current doll fighter or trigger machine to be launched from it in the series. Just turn the barrel back ways and you get a new sound for launching it. So, as such, squeeze the handle, and back up. And of course I forgot the part where you pull the trigger. Now, it is necessary, and it's not that much of a big deal. Now, if you want to release the trigger machine or the doll fighter from the verse changer, there's a little switch over here that allows it to let go. So just push. Well, if you don't push it, you won't be able to get it off. You'll break it that way. So, push in and release. And off it goes. Now, if you didn't see that before, let me show you here if my camera will focus. There are two little red notches, one on each side, right where my finger is. And when you push the black button on the side, it'll cause them to push right in and release whatever toy you have on there. And there you have it as the verse changer, at least for the LupinRanger set. Now there are other doll fighters and trigger machines that can go with this, but it'll mean collecting them. And so far within the series, there's Good Striker, Jackpot Striker, the three primary doll fighters, as well as the three primary trigger machines, and so much more. Well, at least we'll see how far we get when we collect some of the items for this. Okay, so I'm going to end it here for right now. And this is Black Xana saying Tower deactivated. I'll be back with many more good videos. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, as well as the bell for notifications. And I will see you all until next time. Bye!
数え